Hey, welcome to Mojave KY. So glad you guys came back. We got a good video for you today. I think it's apropos given how hot it is. How hot it is even in here in my garage. So today in Project TJ, we are going to recharge the AC system on the 2006 Jeep Wrangler. So I went to O'Reilly's and I bought a charger. So you guys can kind of see a gauge here. And I bought a canister of 134A refrigerant that just screws onto the back. So you can go with something like this where you have this separate, or you can go where they're together and you buy it all in one. So generally speaking, I imagine the all-in-one is a little bit cheaper, but the way that they were pricing it, this actually was a little bit cheaper to get this and that together. So under 40 bucks, and we're gonna try and take care of the AC in the Jeep.
All right, it's a hot day in Southern California. I thought this was a perfect day to film how cold the AC is coming out or not coming out. So we got our little gun here. Just to kind of set it, you know, it's warm. So let's see if we can get the vent. There you go. 74, 73, 72. Oh, what, now you're gonna pretend you're cold? It's about 70 degree air. 69 degree air. Yeah, see, I think it's more like 70 degree when I go back and forth. Oh, that's going. Yeah, it's about 70 degree air. So when we do the recharge of the AC, hopefully that gets a lot better. But we'll see.
All right, so what are the steps in recharging your AC on your Jeep Wrangler? They're pretty easy. So first thing, obviously if you're in a garage and it's closed like me, open up your garage and you're gonna start the engine. So step 1A would be to turn your AC all the way up. So after you start the car, crank the AC all the way up and then head on to step 2. So the second thing, you're going to open up the hood and you're gonna find the coupler and you're going to connect this fitting onto that coupler. So there might be two things in there that you see you think are the coupler on the Jeep. One of them this fits, the other one it doesn't, but you'll see in the video where it is. It's pretty simple. And you're gonna just unscrew that cap and you're gonna click this on. Part 3. So in part 3, once you've got it connected, you're gonna look on your gauge here. See if I can get this to focus here and not on me. You're gonna look on this gauge and you'll be able to see that you've got a low, green which is filled, yellow which is highly filled, and then red means something's wrong. So you'll get that, read that, determine where you're at to determine how much refrigerant you want to put into your system. So part 4, you're going to take your gauge, you're going to take the 134A canister and you're going to screw that into the gauge. Part 5, once you have that connected, you're going to take the gauge and move it to like 12 o'clock and shake the can while you're pressing the trigger on the gauge from 12 to 3, kind of shaking the can and trying to make sure that refrigerant's going down into that port. Step 6. So you are now putting refrigerant into the port. Every 10 or 15 seconds, set the gauge back so that you can read it and see how much is going into the car at that point. Once you're satisfied with where the level's at, you can disconnect it, put the screw back on the port, and then go check and see how hopefully your new air conditioner feels a lot cooler.
I mean, it's hot out here, so let's just see if this gun agrees with me. But it feels absolutely cooler. Yeah, there we go, in the 50s. That's exactly what I wanted. All right, well, that was quick and easy, but a $40 job, and we have air conditioning. Holy crap, maybe we're gonna get in the 40s. It's kind of exciting. Boom. All right, fantastic. I gotta go get my son, let him feel this. This is great. All right, thanks.
All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's a very straightforward job to do. It's pretty inexpensive, and it makes a huge difference. It made a huge difference for me. So, as you saw in the video, we were about at 70 degrees, maybe 69 degrees. When you were out and about and the weather was cool, no problem. Air conditioner felt nice and cool relatively. So, you know, if it was 80s. But as we were getting into the hundreds, it just feels like it's blowing sort of warm air at you, which is not what you want from an air conditioner. Once we did the AC recharge, we dropped more than 20 degrees. So the other thing too that I noticed is the condenser stopped banging up and down, up and down. It always sounded so bad. I felt bad putting the AC on too much because I could feel the condenser jump on, jump off. I think there just wasn't enough refrigerant in the line, that it must have been affecting the pressure, so the condenser constantly felt like it had to come on and jump. And you see that in the video where the gauge is like bouncing up and back. And then you'll also notice once I've kind of filled it that the gauge is solid. So I went up into the yellow. It was already supposedly in the green, even though when you see the condenser drop down, you'll see it goes from green and it's starting to get awfully close to white. So I don't care that it's in the yellow. It seems to be doing well. It's not leaking. I'm literally getting to use air conditioning and it's not an issue anymore. It's cold. In fact, I have to turn it down now, which is a whole new experience for me. So Project TJ now has air conditioning. It's super hot here in SoCal, and it's only gonna get hotter in the coming months. So really happy to have this job done. If you need to do it, don't be afraid to do it. Jump in and get it done. You'll be really happy you did. All right, so that's all on Project TJ this week. Thank you guys so much for joining. Quick update. So we were at $153, as you know, from the YouTube money for our lift challenge. We got $7 of DynoWax money. So thank you to whoever ordered DynoWax using my link. Appreciate that. I'm glad you got the 15% off as well, but we'll add that. So we're at $160 now. I said this is gonna be a long journey. I'm glad you're sticking with us. Whenever you kind of join, I'll just try to give updates when updates are appropriate. And we got a little bit of money, so that's kind of exciting. I'm looking forward to having a lift and being able to do stuff on a lift rather than on jack stands or something like that. So until next week, I've got a couple more mods already filmed, and we just got to do some editing and other YouTube stuff. But thanks a lot for joining. Look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, keep modding.